Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laughs in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar.
Yes, sir. We raising the bar. What's happening, folks? It's your man, Wild Card Mark. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Hit those bell notifications and let you know every time we go live, drop some new content, subscribe, all that good jazz. But most importantly, just do me a favor, and it's free. Share. If you like what you see, like what you hear, just share. Hit that share button. Appreciate everybody. Yeah. And as y'all know, I normally don't come on this early or ever. I did in Vegas. But I'm gonna do it. I did it today. Because I did not give you guys a show at all this week. And I am determined to make sure that at least give you guys at least one show a week. Look, schedule's been busy, been hectic. It is what it is. But hey man, we gonna put a bow on this NFL draft talk. Quick little roundup. Some of the hot takes that I got on the draft. Obviously, there's some other things in the NFL we need to discuss, but it's NBA basketball time, y'all. It is NBA basketball time. All right. And man, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but last night, so the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, they get sent packing. Obviously, we know about the injuries to Ant-Man. He didn't play. There was another Minnesota Timberwolf player that didn't play at the last minute. He has a Nigerian name, so I apologize. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name because I'm going to fuck it up, brother. All right? And I am not going to do that. All right? I got too much respect for you as my brother said, fuck up your name. So he did not play. So the Timberwolves were down some key players last night. But that wasn't the key injury that was really, well, obviously Ant-Man, that's a big injury. But what I'm talking about is you look at Aaron Gordon for the Denver Nuggets that didn't play. I think that's a bigger news story of him not playing than it is Ant-Man. And I know what you're thinking. You're talking about Anthony Edwards. I know. But did you see how the Minnesota Timberwolves played? They played so inspired, played great team basketball, you know, no cliches that everybody likes to use. Look how unified they are. You know, they don't have the superstar there, so they don't have to force him the ball. They're able to play more team ball, no agenda. Get everybody involved. You know, the old cliches that, you know, sports and basketball people want to throw in there when a team is without their superstar. And as cliche and corny as the shit is, that it gets repeated and regurgitated to us fans on a yearly basis, on a sportly basis, no matter what the season is. no matter what the sport is. If there's a team without their superstar, we get the old cliches. Oh, they're playing team basketball, they're playing team football, team baseball, team soccer, whatever team sport they're playing. Look at them play team hockey. You know, they'll throw that term out. Oh, they're such a team without their superstar. And yes, that cliche is corny, is dried out, is played, but it still fits. Still fits, right? So you saw how, because Ant hasn't played the last few games, so you see how the Timberwolves have been playing without him. It does look like more fluid team basketball. It's because, yeah, you don't have your dog there. You got to readjust. When you don't have your dog, we got to find out how we are actually built as a team. What are we really made of? And Minnesota stood on business. Sent the damn Nuggets packing last night. And as I'm watching the game, I had a few observations on why we had this Jokic Pack. Why we got this Jokic Pack and we got that spark it up and smoke it. The Timberwolves was on that Jokic Pack last night. And I'm looking at the game and I notice, I'm like, man, you let Jokic get off. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. This is the observation that I got from the Timberwolves game plan. Obviously, let Jokic, he's going to get his, right? Jokic is going to get his. I think that's a given. I think that's something that's understood. What you do is you disrupt everybody else. And that main person that you disrupt is Jamal Murray, who I think is a phenomenal guard. Phenomenal guard. Phenomenal player. But he fits the definition of your true Robin, I guess, role, where he's good. He could possibly be a superstar in the right situation. He's not your Batman. He's better suited for your Robin. Where, for those who are my comic heads, you know what Robin can do. He gangster. He gonna put a criminal down. He gonna lasso him up, tie him up. He gonna help fight the crime. You know what I'm saying? Like Robin is useful for Batman. But at the end of the day, all criminals know that Robin ain't Batman. And if I want to get away with some stuff, I'm going to try Robin. Like, he might get me, but more than likely, I'm good enough as a criminal that I'm going to take down Robin. I could take him down. I could probably capture him. And Batman going to have to come save the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that analogy is working for y'all, but in other words, him being a Robin means that he's going to help contribute. Yes, he's going to help the team win more times than not. But last night, he helped. Robin didn't help Batman out. Robin did not help eliminate the criminals. Robin did not do his job last night. You got to understand, like, when you are a Robin to somebody's Batman, you're there to support of whatever Batman is falling through the cracks between Batman. And the game plan that I saw, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the Warriors, I don't know what's in the Warriors. I'm tripping. The Timberwolves, literally said, hey, we know Jokic is Jokic. He gonna get his, right? So let's shut down Batman. They shut down Jamal Murray. He did not have a great shooting night, and I think that was because the defense was honed in on him. We know Jokic's gonna get his. We know that. And this is where the Aaron Gordon injury pops up and why that was significant in last night's game. Because when you're Robin, who's supposed to be Jamal Murray, is not shooting great at all right? The defense was pressuring him. They was on his head. They was on his ass, all right? And Timberwolves defense was looking real good last night, especially on Jamal Murray, all right? So you take that into account. Then the other flip side is that is he's on both ends of the court because you put him out there. If we notice that we cooking him on defense, we shutting him down, he ain't shooting worth the damn on defense, we doing our job. But we not finished. No. We not finished. We got to go after him on the defensive side. Now, I don't know about y'all. I ain't never confused Jamal Murray with an elite defender. Never in my life have I ever confused Jamal Murray with an elite defender badge. Never. All right. So what the Timberwolves did was disrupt him on offense, and we gonna expose his ass on defense. Jaden McDaniels was going after him every time he got it. Matter of fact, any perimeter guy or wing guy that had the switch of Jamal Murray on them automatically got the ball. And they said, we not selling for jump shots, we driving. All right, we ain't selling for no three-point shots, we driving. I'm either get a higher percentage shot getting to the rim, or I'm damn sure going to get a more closer shot by getting in the paint, or, getting to my mid-range spot and pulling up, and we are going to abuse Jamal Murray on defense, and they did. So, if you're wondering why they lost and got sent home last night, Nugget fans, here it is. Jokic was not able to dig his team out of the hole. Pretty sure he noticed that Jamal Murray was getting cooked on the defensive side. I'm pretty sure he noticed that Jamal Murray wasn't shooting too well. He had no help from his number one supporting cast. He did not have his help from his Robin. All right? And again, this is where the Aaron Gordon injury pops up, because say what you want about Aaron Gordon, since he's been on the Nuggets, he's been such a solid number 3 option that in times when the Robin that is number 2, that is supposed to be Jamal Murray, gets missing, gets captured, goes disappearing, that more times than not, Aaron Good was good enough to step up from being the 3rd option to being the Robin that night. And the Nuggets didn't miss a beat. Well, you didn't have alternate Robin last night. And that's why I say that Aaron Gordon injury was far more detrimental to their team than Ant-Man missing from the Timberwolves. Because the Timberwolves showed us that they can still play team ball. The Timberwolves showed us still that they can be competitive as a team. The Timberwolves still showed us that they will remain relentless, will go after the Nuggets, was not afraid of the Nuggets without Ant-Man. That attitude that they have with Ant-Man didn't go away because he wasn't in the lineup. We know the attitude and the persona and just the aura that comes with Ant-Man on that team. That attitude of I have to win. That attitude of we will do whatever it takes to get the W. Attitude that comes with Ant-Man was still in the team even though he wasn't in the lineup. They still played like dogs. They still showed up. That's why I say the Aaron Gordon injury was far more important or devastating to the Nuggets than Ant-Man missing from the Timberwolves. Now, I can't say that next round, right? Because they gonna need Ant-Man against the Spurs, all right? Let's not be stupid. Let's not be silly. Let's not be fools. They gonna need Ant-Man for Spurs. So they over there doing whatever conjuring or whatever kind of medication. Let's shoot homie with some vibranium. Shoot him up with some vibranium, all right? Let's take it to Wakanda real quick. Get him all repaired. Whatever we got to do, we need Ant-Man for the Spurs. So what I'm saying now does not translate to that series. What I'm saying is, especially for last night, specifically for last night, that Ant-Man injury was not as detrimental to the Timberwolves as Aaron Gordon missing from the Nuggets, because you needed Aaron Gordon. It was a close game, all right? he could pick up those few buckets that was not falling for Jamal Murray. He could easily, matter of fact, on the defensive side, you make that switch. Wherever the ball is, you make that switch and put Aaron Gordon on the ball and get Jamal Murray off of it. That's why this was a coaching clinic from the Minnesota Timberwolves coach, and forgive me for not, Mr. Alderman. I believe that's your name, or Mr. Finch. It was one of them. It was one of you white boys. I apologize that I didn't remember the Minnesota Timberwolves name, but a coach. He did a phenomenal job of making sure, hey, let's attack Jamal Murray. He's weak on defense, and let's disrupt him on offense. I mean, it was a great game plan. Great game plan. And I know a lot of people are going to say about Jokic, I don't think this is on him or any, I guess, critique I would say about Jokic. The only thing I would say about Jokic, he does this a lot. Does this, the pushing and the shoving and the jaw jacking, and he likes to run away from the scene and put his hands up like, I'm so innocent. I'm not tired of that. If there's anything that I would say about Nikola Jokic that I'm not a fan of, is that I'm not a fan of the fake tough guy shit. Now, if Nikola Jokic, if you're a real tough guy, then go be a real tough guy. What I'm saying is, on the court, you look like a fake tough guy because you do all the pushing and the shoving, and then when homeboys react, you, I'm innocent, I didn't do it. That's some sucker shit. That's some fugazi shit. That's some silly shit. That's some bitch shit, if I might say, rank. Right? That's some bitch shit. That's some real vagina-like attitude, bro. Just saying. I mean, we can't, start the fire, but then run away from it. Right? You can't do that. You can't be pushing and shoving, and then when cats react because you in the wrong, oh, no. Nah, fam. I don't know what they do over in your European country with that boy, but that don't fly around her. All right? Because if you looked at it, them young boys from the Timberwolves was not afraid of you. And few little scuffles you got into, they called your card. They called your card. They said, oh, you acting gangster? What's good? They said, what's good? And of course, like true NBA fights, nothing became a nothing. A whole bunch of wolfing, pushing and shoving. No fist flying. Hey, real quick, I had a conversation with Randy last week. I'm trying to tell y'all, I think we need to implement that in other sports. Let them fight, especially NBA. I want to see who's really the tough guy. No, for real. Because in hockey, hey, I don't like you, you don't like me. They drop the gloves, drop the sticks, and they get after it. I'm talking about, have y'all seen literally hockey fights where literally the game just started? Cats can have a beef from an old game, beef from an old situation, former teammates gone bad, or they just don't like each other. Like we got, the LeBron James, Dylan Brooks type atmosphere where you can tell we don't really like each other. They wolfing at each other in hockey. They just drop the sticks and what's up? And they let them scrap. Now they gonna go to the penalty box. You gotta sit down. They gonna let them scrap it out. Hey, my man Adam Silver, you want to help with the ratings? Come on. Let them scrap and then let them sit out on the bench for about 5 minutes as their punishment. I'm just saying. Because I'm not tired of this fake gangster, fake tough guy stuff in the NBA where, we going to push and shove, but then when it's really time to really scrap, you hands up, I'm victim. So I'm not a fan of Nikola Jokic. That's the only criticism I got about his game is the fake tough guy on the court shit. It's crazy to me. But NBA, Adam Silver, want to get them ratings? Let them squabble for a little bit, and then sit them down for about 5 minutes as a punishment. I'm just saying, I think it'd be dope. It'd eliminate all this old goofy pushing and shoving on the court that ain't going to amount to nothing. Oh, let them scrap. I bet you all that tough stop. I bet you all that tough guy shit stop in the NBA. We gonna really find out who's really the tough guy. Like I remember KG. KG was considered a tough guy, and I love Kevin Garnett, but he got a little fake tough guy in him. Don't disrespect Kevin Garnett if you ever see this. All I'm saying is I remember Anthony Pillar checked your jaw, and you didn't do nothing back. I remember that. Y'all was wolfing, and Anthony Pillar, he really gave it to you. He said, Bob, and you just sitting there looking crazy, like, oh, he just popped me in the mouth. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. So that'll start separating the wannabe tough guys in the NBA to the actual tough guys in the NBA. That's all I'm saying. Let's start separating some stuff. That's all. But I had this question for y'all, and I want to see how y'all really feel about it, because I'm curious. I am absolutely curious about it. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Hey, we're gonna talk about it. Oh, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. What's good? What's good? My thing is when you sit there and you have Jamal Murray more times than not, who is a champion, and I'm not dissing on him. I just got this thought process, y'all. There's a Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes happening. Sweepstakes happening. People are starting to jockey and trying to get in line and make a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I thought about this. And I thought about this for a while. If you're the Denver Nuggets, why don't you put your name in that sweepstakes? And yes, put your name in that sweepstakes. Well, why don't you put Jamal Murray in that package? Just saying. Imagine Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and Giannis Antetokounmpo as your pretty much foundation of that team. You get pretty much your offensive big man, which is the trend now. Your offensive big man in Jokic, who's a great facilitator. Not so much great on defense, but he can play inside and out, right? Then get Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's an elite defender. All right? But he's also an elite finisher. He's an elite offensive presence at the rim. All right? We know that. I'm not asking for no mid-range from Giannis, and I'm damn sure ain't asking him to shoot threes. I'm asking him to control the paint on both ends of the court, offense and defensive. Aaron Gordon is your do-all. He get solid on the midi. He's okay on the three-point. He can drive and get to the rim. He's going to play defense. He's your two-way player. So you got your elite offensive guy and facilitator in Jokic. You got your elite defender and elite presence at the rim with Giannis, and your down low scoring presence with him, and then Aaron Gordon, your all-around do-it-all player. I think that's a solid lineup. Obviously, the numbers and the money and all that's got to break down. And what I'm saying is if I'm the Denver Nuggets, I would throw my hat into the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade sweepstakes. I think he takes you over to another level. And what you lose with Jamal Murray, yes, you're going to lose elite offensive abilities. But what Giannis brings offensively, what Aaron everything that you can do all around with Aaron Gordon, what you do with facilitating and the offensive presence of Jokic, I think you make up for what you would lose offensively with Jamal Murray. But you gain better defense, because I'm looking at that game last night. I'm like, dog, if they had a little bit more defense, they possibly win this game. And I'm not packing them bags to go back home right now. If they had a little bit more defense, this series is continuing. This is going game 7. Because I think that's a shame that you lose and Ant-Man ain't there. That should be a knock to how the Nuggets are built. Why are we losing when their best player ain't here? That's why I'm saying, if I'm the Nuggets, I will put my man Jamal Murray in a package for Giannis, and I would build around Aaron Gordon, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic. I think that's a formidable roster. Build around it, and that's a formidable team. That's a formidable team, in my opinion. There's going to be other teams that's obviously going to get in there. Sweepstakes to get Giannis, as they should. 29, 30 years old, still probably got at least, 5, 6, 7 of elite years left in his body. If Bron's playing 40, 41, Giannis has done pretty well with keeping his body in shape, being available. Why not? Of getting good 5 to 7 elite years left out of Giannis. Why not? I would consider it if I was a Nugget. And it's not a knock on Jamal Murray. So if Nuggets fans hear this, this is not a knock on Jamal Murray, who's a very good player. But for him to be your Batman, and for him to, at times when it matters, come up a little disappearance. That he did nothing to help Jokic last night. If you're getting abused on the defensive end, and then they are literally heckling you on the offensive end, what are we doing? And you didn't have Aaron Gordon to bounce back on. So that's why I say, consider it. Consider it. Back to my other man's point right here. Sports debate arena. Okay, sports debate arena. My bad. I'm a little, it's still early. He said, why the Knicks what the Knicks did to Atlanta was the worst thing the North did to Atlanta since General Sherman's march to the sea. I love the history reference. If you know, you know. But what I'm saying is, hey, what happened to the damn Hawks is a fireable offense. I know they're not going to fire Quinn Snyder. They shouldn't. But what I'm saying is, how that series went, I can make a case. Like, if I was general manager, I'm like, bro, you had us, and then you just, what happened? And then to go out at home in that manner. Like, you got your, hey, look, y'all, if you ever play sports, you know it's one thing to lose at home than it is to lose on the road. And you know it's one thing to lose in an ass-whooping manner away from the crib than it is to have an ass-whooping beatdown at the crib. Like, we know the difference, right? Because when you get your ass whooped like that at the crib, you can't go home talk shit. Hey, woman, make me that sandwich. You got more fighting bass in your voice than the effort than y'all did on the court. Shut your ass up. She gonna talk back to you. She gonna think you a punk. She gonna think you all types of stuff. Hey, well, shout out to my man Rod. Rod upstairs, y'all tap in with Brody. You hella pause. Ooh, I'm glad you caught yourself. But that was a belt to ass whooping moment last night in ATL. Hey man, the Knicks knocked the damn lemon pepper wings out the Hawks last night. Hey, they said, boy, y'all think this Magic City or some shit? Y'all think y'all lax comfortable at the crib? They said, nah, bro. They came in there, put that whomper stomper on them Hawks. Whoop, they harsh. I mean, that wasn't even cool. That's what I'm saying. That is a fireable offense. You getting those doors blown off at the crib in front of your home peoples. You can't go home talking shit to your wife or girlfriend that night. They gonna look at you like, you should have put that same effort and energy on the court tonight. They gonna laugh at you. They ain't gonna sit there and take that disrespect. Nah, fam. You should have had that energy when you was on the court. You can't talk nothing. You can't say nothing crazy to nobody when you get your ass whooped like that at home. You can't walk around Atlanta today thinking everything's all sweet. I wish a Wood Atlanta Hawk dude go walk the streets of Atlanta right now thinking everything's all gravy. I'd be the first person on the street be like, bruh, what you too happy about? The way y'all just got dog walk. I'm surprised you showing your face in public. You shouldn't even show your face right now the way y'all got dog walk. Way that the Knicks came in there and beat y'all down. And matter of fact, if we being honest, the Knicks should have done that. Matter of fact, the way that the series started, the Knicks should have been taking care of business like that. The Knicks shouldn't even been in that position to even let the Hawks feel like they was even worthy to get in the series like that. This should not have been a 4-2 series. This should not have gone 6 games. It shouldn't have. The Knicks was playing around, didn't take the series serious, in my opinion, to begin with, because they was down 0-2. Why do you have to go down 0-2, a smack in the face in a reality check to, hey man, wait a minute. Oh shit, these the Hawks? Why did you need that? It's playoff town, baby. One thing that the Knicks is gonna do, they gonna play with the Knicks fans' emotion. Because the Knicks shouldn't have made this a series to begin with. It should not have gone to 6. I would have been like, okay, gentlemen sweep, I'd have understand that. You know, the Knicks got caught lacking. They dropped 1 game, not 2. Knicks should have had this nicked in the butt a long time ago. This should have been 0-4 or 5. I'm just being real. I commend the Hawks for doing what they did this season. I didn't expect that, especially after they made the trade, getting rid of their beloved star, that is Trae Young, would say he's very highly overrated in my opinion. He ain't win no championship with no guy that's under 5'8". How tall is Trae Young? Probably 5'9", 5'10". I might be taller than Trae Young, and I'm 5'11", 6 foot on a good day. But what I'm saying is a guy that size was never going to lead you to a championship. All right. Here I say he was the wrong draft choice. Here I say that. There's a choice that you should have had is in purple and gold. What? Neither here nor there. The Hawks had no business even making this a series. And I blame that more on the Knicks for it was bullshitting. All right? Call it what it is. Call it for what it was. They was bullshitting. They was bullshitting, playing with their food, let the damn chicken Hawks grab 2, and then they realized, oh man, maybe we should stop playing with them. Yeah. And they did. And turn around, 1-4 in a row. Boom, 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 and boom. Send them packing. That shouldn't have damn. Come on, Knicks. This is what scares me about y'all. This is why I could never be a fan of the Knicks. If I couldn't deal with the emotional roller coaster. I couldn't. I can't. I wouldn't want to. Because in my opinion, this is the year that the Knicks need to win it. All right? Everybody in the East, I thought, took a step back. I know Boston is there, you know, but they had the Jason Tatum injury, and now we got to see what this new Jason Tatum injury looks like. You know, I felt that they were going to take a step back because of those injuries, especially when it comes to Jason Tatum. I felt that, you know, Pacers obviously was going to take a step back from last year. No Halliburton. We saw what they did. Figured the Bucks weren't going to be good. They weren't. You know, Cleveland is Cleveland. You know, yeah, they a playoff team, but what version of Cleveland are we going to get? Detroit, I think they're still a little bit too inexperienced. Magic, still don't think they're ready. Who else is in these? 76ers or the 76ers. I love Tyrese Maxey, but is he going to be able to hold it down when there will be a Paul George injury? Can Tyrese Maxey still hold it down when there will be a Joel Embiid injury? And I'm not wishing injury on Joel Embiid or Paul George. I'm just calling facts are facts. How many playoffs have we seen over the years that there will be a Joel Embiid or a Paul George injury? Huh? How many times? You've seen it several times. More than once, right? So anything that happens more than once ain't a happenstance, ain't a damn coincidence. Damn it, it's a trend. All right? So that's what I'm saying. Can Tyrese Maxey hold it down when that Joel Embiid injury takes place, when that Paul George injury takes place? Can he still hold it down? But Sixers still been able to hold it down? Because in my opinion, part because of who they're playing. I just think Boston and that Jason Tatum injury, maybe he wasn't 100% coming into this series. There's no Kristaps Porzingis on that bench to help bail him out. You know how that roster's been. You know, there's no Al Horford to bail them out. No Drew Holiday to go get a defensive stop or steal or facilitate for them like it used to be. I just think that roster that had them in championship, you know, contention, winning championships. You know, some of those pieces just aren't there anymore. They're not the same Boston Celtics. Just not. So I think that opens the door for Philly. But come on, man. When you are the Knicks, that fan base, that city, you shouldn't have been playing with the Hawks. You should already been resting, waiting for your next opponent. In all reality, you should have. You should have got rid of that damn that is the Atlanta Hawks a minute ago. You should have got rid of them birds a few weeks ago. I'm just saying. But when you look at the East, I'm looking at the Knicks, and I'm like, you guys should be the favorite. You guys should be the champions of the East. Hell, you guys should represent the East and put up a damn good fight to win the championship. I just think this is the year. Because if it's not going to be this year, then when will it be? Boston's going to get healthy. Philly's finally going to smarten up and make a decision what they're going to do and restructure their construction of their team. In my opinion, they should. I think Orlando's going to fire their coach and probably, you know, definitely going to upgrade their roster. Detroit's going to get more experience. They're going to have to reevaluate their roster. They're going to have to get Cade some help offensively. I should say that, just being specific. He needs more offensive help. I think they're good defensively. He needs more offensive help. All right? Cleveland is going to be Cleveland. All right? And I'm not taking that as a shot. I'm saying that the Cavaliers operate as they're going to look at their roster and they're going to, you know, reevaluate something as they should, like any smart team would. But they'll still be in contention. They still got pieces that can get to the ECF and possibly win a championship. Boston going to get healthy. They're damn sure going to revamp their roster. That's for sure. Magic, little bit more experience for those guys, which is always matters. But I don't think they'll be complacent once this series is over or this whole season is over. Bucks, nope. I ain't even worried about the Bucks. Gotta say, you gonna be there no more. Yeah, you ready for that one? But yeah, win. If not now, win, Knicks. If not now, win. I mean, I don't understand what the hell is the holdup. What is the problem? What is the roadblock? I'm looking at it right now that you guys are the roadblock to your own damn path to success. It's you. When are you guys are going to say, hey, enough is enough? We are supposed to be the Knicks. We are supposed to be a well thought of, sought after type of franchise. Free agents want to come here. Is that so? I don't know. Like, hey, you got to make this the Knicks that I knew of, that I grew up on, that was constantly competing for conference championship titles. Made a couple finals appearances in my lifetime. Those are the Knicks that I'm used to. Those competitive Knicks. Those are the ones that I'm used to. Not saying that they still can't win it. Not saying that they still won't be able to get the job done. I'm saying specifically that the pressure is on them than anybody else in the East. Hell, than anybody in the NBA left. Anybody left in the playoffs, the pressure strictly has to be on them. You can't have that fan base. You can't be in that city. You can't continue to be considered one of the marquee franchises in the NBA and still continue to fall up short year in and year out. Noise is going to continue to get loud, and it's just the nature of the beast when you play for the Knicks, when you play in that New York market. High expectations, and they want return on investment, and they don't want to wait for it forever. I mean, they gave Tibbs, 3 years? And guess what he did? He constantly took us to the playoffs. Didn't have a losing season. They said, bro, you kept hitting the ceiling. Bye-bye. So what I'm saying is at some point in time, these Knicks players have to get outside of their bodies and go crazy and give your fans something to clamor about. Because I hate to say it, I just got a gut feeling that they're just going to let y'all hype y'all up, Knicks fans, and they just about to pull the rug up on y'all. Because they almost did it. And they almost did it in the first round. And y'all know for a damn fact, you New York Knicks fans would have raised hell if they got bumped out the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. And it almost happened. Because you guys were down on 2 and you guys had to talk to them. Hey, get y'all asses in gear. The hell y'all doing? And they got right. Because they were the better team. That's obvious. That's evident. But it didn't start off like that. It started off as if they were about to let the whole New York Knicks fan base down. And they turned around. Because the crash outs would have been crazy from New York area. All them Knicks fans would have been crashing out on y'all timelines, on all your feeds, on all your social media platforms, crashing out had they lost in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. Good thing they didn't, right? Let's move on. Because got about 15 minutes left in the hour. And all right. This is my first time talking on it. All right. And y'all know me, because this whole situation is messy between Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini, and all that whole hoopla. And look, the moment that my man Mike Vrabel didn't come out for weeks, didn't speak for weeks, and the first thing he does weeks later, and first time speaking about it with the press conference, and that man said, I had some tough conversations with some people I love. I said, yep, that mother did it. He was over there dicking down on Diana Rossini. And here's why I didn't talk about it on my channel, folks, on my platform. Because I didn't care. I didn't care who he was dicking. I didn't care about none of that crap, because that whole leaking their photos and all that, it's wild. It's wild. It's crazy. But I am a sports content channel, and that was not sports related until this. And this is why I'm talking about it now. Because I don't care about all that drama that was leading up to it, and you know, her losing her job and this and that. But here's what I'm talking about it now. It's because it won't go away. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. Is there a way, a possibility, that Robert Kraft, who's off of Mike Vrabel, because the story's not going away. The more and more, it's like every week we wake up, there's a new layer added to the saga. More photos getting leaked. Old tweets of Diana Rossini literally not helping her case coming out. I'm trying to find out the number of great coaches named Michael to every coach in the NFL. Huh? My son named Michael. Huh? That was wild. You named your son after the side piece. It's crazy. That's crazy. Again, I don't know either one of these relationship status. I know they both married, but what I'm saying is I don't know none of their business. I don't know if it's some freaky deaky open relationship type shit. We don't know. And I don't care, because it's not sports related. The only problem I have with this whole Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini situation is what information was getting leaked during the pillow talk. That's the only thing I care about, because that is a literally shot at the integrity of protecting the shield that the NFL loves so much. Protect the shield, protect our image. This ain't a good look to your NFL image. And the damn sure don't look good for the Patriots. Because now y'all looking like the franchise of foolish behavior. I mean, we had the whole Aaron Hernandez situation. That was crazy. Spygate, Deflate Gate, any other gate that y'all got. All right. We got Robert Kraft, the owner himself, getting busted in a steam down in Florida at the massage parlor. The saga between him and Belichick. All right. So there's been all kind of just crazy hoopla that has been going on with this franchise. And it's kind of like, damn, bro, y'all looking messy as hell at Foxborough. Just add this to the other pile of nonsense y'all been doing as a franchise. So I think that's a bad look. So what I'm saying is, this noise won't go away. This Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel shit won't go away. And we seen coaches in his position, and I get it, it's not the NFL, but there's two coaches that come to mind. Sharon in Michigan, he had a situation. He got clipped. Mel Tucker, Michigan State, similar situation, kind of as he got clipped. So my thing is there's been precedent of people in high-profile jobs as a head coach and has had their personal situations come to light, be such a distraction that they had to get clipped. So what I'm saying is, and what I'm proposing to y'all is, and I'm not wanting anybody to lose their job. I think that's crazy. And I'm not saying that you should. But I'm also saying that we've seen precedent of people getting fired for whatever happened in their personal life. And with this situation of Mike Vrabel's personal life put on blast day after day after day, and it's been going on for damn near a month, at least minimum, right? And it ain't going away. All right? Or I'm going to miss the drive because I got to take calcium and this and that. Oh, boy, TMZ was on the man's ass at that airport, asking him all kind of questions. They was on Vrabel's ass. It ain't going away. So, is there a possibility that Robert Kraft says, hey, man, I can't go through this no more. I don't need no more bad publicity. I done enough myself as an owner. I've seen y'all as employees do enough to besmirch and just stain the name of New England Patriot. Enough is enough. At some point, I think humanistically, he has to be as a human being say, hey, bro, I can't sit here and take this shit no more. You're a distraction. Or maybe he just likes chaos out there in Foxborough. I don't know. All I'm saying is, I just think there's a path to say, hey, Vrabel, yeah, we love you, but I can't, But they won't. They won't do it. All I'm saying is has anybody not considered that? Am I the only one that had considered that maybe Robert Kraft should probably think about moving on from Mike Vrabel? It is the offseason. So, yeah, you got time to replace him. You're not going to have the luxury to have the best talent pool available for your coaching hire. And me and my man Chris was having a conversation on Facebook the other day is, this might be the path to Josh McDaniels being a head coach again. And I know the history of what he's done in the league. And does he deserve a head coaching job? Probably no, because he's been a real D-bag on some of the coaching processes that he's been a part of. And some of the failures that he's been a part of as a head coach. So I don't think they'll do it. But I think the door's still open. And I think the door's still open on possibly saying, hey, man, Vrabel, we love you, but you too much of a damn distraction for me and my peoples right now. And I don't like it. I can't be associated with you right now. I would really consider it if I was Robert Kraft. Again, I don't think he will. I don't think he does anything to change anything. I don't think he even considered moving off from Mike Vrabel to get the noise out of there, to move past this sexathon bullshit, whatever this little relationship that they had. Who cares? Is it affecting business? If it is, then I would care. Is it affecting how the NFL operates? Vrabel's getting inside information to help his team, get better. Or Diana went to him and said, "Oh yeah, this guy is about to become free agent. You might, I don't know. That's the only thing I care about in this whole little love and hip hop bullshit between Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. What information was getting passed during the pillow talk that can actually change something with these franchises? That's the only thing I care about. If it ain't about that, I don't care. I didn't care. That's why I never talked about it till now. So, but now that I didn't wolfed on that, let's get to the real reason why we're talking some NFL. The draft happened last week. It's been a week. All right. Now we know all the picks are in. We all know who's going where. And look, y'all see who I root for, Chiefs fan. I thought the Chiefs did a great job at the draft. I don't think it was the best. I would have gave them like a B+. Only because, I get it. You lost 2 quarterbacks in free agency. And, the comments this thing and say, hey, let's go in there and replace him. Which is cool because Jayden Kennedy, who they got in the 3rd or 4th round, I apologize, Jaden. I can't remember. No, they got him in the 5th round. Yeah, I believe they did because I don't think he's had a 4th. They had a 2 first. They had a 2nd. I believe they had a 3rd. Yeah, I look at it again. Anyway, my point is, and I'm not trying to over here messing up going through my notes like what draft it was, what order it was, but regardless, you look at the fact that you did need to replace corners, but Dave Merritt, Chiefs defensive back coach, Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coach, had done a phenomenal job of getting the most out of the secondary. You didn't always have to be a well-known name. Matter of fact, Jalen Watson, who got to deal with the Rams, was not a well-known name until he got with Spags and Dave Merritt. Dave Merritt and Spags get the best out of those defensive backs. Matter of fact, go look at all the Chiefs' secondary players that they lost. You know what happened? They got another deal. Brian Cook, former safety for the Chiefs, got to deal with the Bengals. Joshua Williams was a rotational piece in the secondary. He wasn't a starter. He gets to deal with the Titans. So what I'm saying is if you play secondary for the Chiefs, you might not get paid by the Chiefs, but you'll get paid somewhere else. I mean, that's just been what's been going on. Ever since Dave Merritt and Steve Spagnuolo have been a part of the coaching staff, they've been turning quarterbacks in and out of there. So that was probably one of the things that I didn't understand, and why go up and trade to get a corner when, one, in 4 years, more than likely, looking at the history, you're not going to pay him. All right? And 2, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, go get your corner. Develop. Because you've shown that you have the capabilities of doing that. So, excuse me, that was baffling. That was baffling. And it had nothing to do with Mansour Delane. So let's not get that misconstrued. Mansour Delane, the actual pick, was the right pick. How you go about it was, I think, where I had the issue, and a lot of Chiefs fans did. Why chase the tail of a dragon of a quarterback when you're going to not pay him in 4 years? We've seen this time and time again. You don't pay quarterbacks. You don't pay quarterbacks. It's been so long since the Chiefs paid a quarterback. I can't even remember the last quarterback that got paid. And I think it might have been Brendan Flowers. And that was before Brett Veach got in the office with the Chiefs. So regardless, it's been a minute. Been a long ass time. I'm also looking at some of the big moves. Hey, Steelers fans, I know you're tight. I know you're mad. It's got to be a little bit quicker than that. Hey, imagine how that feels. Explain this to your fan base. Hey, man, we the host city. This is our city. We hosting the draft. We about to pick up our next wide receiver, Mekhi Lemon. We on the phone with him. We about to pick him at 21. And doo-doo-doo. Alert. Cowboys trade with the Eagles. They jump in front of you at 20 and say, hey, you thought you had Lemon. You about to be sour at this move for sure. Swooped in and got Mekhi Lemon. Which, by the way, I'm surprised that Mekhi Lemon fell that far in the draft, wide receiver-wise. I better go check Mekhi Lemon's tape. Boy's a monster. He might be Steve Smith Sr. reincarnated. Just saying. I saw Steve Smith Sr. his career with that size, and he played bigger than his size. His attitude, his will was as big as Paul Bunyan, big as John Coffey, bigger than the Jolly Green Giant. And Mekhi Lemon has that same dog in him. So I cannot wait to see what Mekhi Lemon does in Philly. Don't like the team, but I like that guy. I can't wait to see what Mekhi Lemon does. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But yeah, that was a funny situation. And I know a lot of people are talking about this before we get up out of here. And I got to talk this. I got to say this thing. I might be one of the few people on God's green earth that truly understood the Rams picking up Ty Simpson at 13. And I know what people are going to say. Well, why would you do that? First, we need to start right here. It's the NFL, and what position do they covet the most? Oh, that's right. Quarterback. Quarterback is the most coveted position in the whole sport of the NFL, right? Is it fair to say that the Rams never had a option as Matthew Stafford? Is that fair to say? And I know what people are thinking. How is Ty Simpson going to help the Rams right now? How does he help them win the Super Bowl right now? He doesn't. He doesn't need to. He just needs to stay ready. With Ty Simpson being on that roster, and people can say, hey, whatever they want. If you look at Ty Simpson play and put in all the context of injuries, whatever, the kid did okay. But there are some throws that are on film that, in my opinion, Ty Simpson can make that would warrant him getting picked at that 13th overall pick. Because we've seen quarterbacks rise in drafts every year. Y'all do remember there was at least, 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round last year? 4 or 5, something like that? Cam Ward, Kylie Shaw, Jackson Dart, Michael Penix. What was that the year before? I might have my shit. Or that same draft class. J.J. McCarthy was in that draft class. Michael Penix. All right. So there were quarterbacks we've seen rise every year. Last year was Cam Ward and Shador, Tyler Shaw, Jackson Dart. That was that draft class. But we seen cats get drafted like they shouldn't have gone that high. Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. Obviously, there's 32 teams, 32 different evaluators. They evaluate some things more than others or less than others. And I get that. What I'm saying is Ty Simpson, to me, was an all-consensus second-best quarterback in this draft. Because once it goes Fernando Mendoza, and some people, like my homie Bobby G, he'll argue that Ty Simpson was better as a prospect than Fernando Mendoza. And, hey, who am I to argue? I mean, we can have the debate, but people are going to evaluate what they evaluate, how they evaluate, and depending on what they like or more dislike, it'll fluctuate how you evaluate that talent. Cool. But for me, and this is why I thought the pick to get Ty Simpson made total sense. There's no guarantee that Arch Manning is going to be great next year. There's no guarantee that any of those quarterbacks, so-called the quarterback deep draft next year, is going to actually pan out and be working there. We don't know that. This is not like Arch Manning has gone out and set the world on fire since he's been able to get into the starting lineups. No, has he? I don't think so. He's going to get picked for sure because his last name is Manning. Yes, there will be some nepotism involved in Arch Manning getting drafted next year. Get ready for it. Tough titty. It is what it is. But my point is those quarterbacks coming out next year, do you think you'll be better than Ty Simpson with a year of knowledge of learning from Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay? That's why I think you do that, Craig. Because you probably feel, the Rams probably feel that, hey, if we get Ty Simpson 1 year under us, with McVay as a head coach and offensive minded that he is, with Matthew Stafford, who just won an MVP, Matthew Stafford, who's going to be a Hall of Famer, Matthew Stafford, who's a Super Bowl winner, Matthew Stafford, who is one of the better quarterbacks walking God's green earth right now. What's better than Ty Simpson, learning from him, learning from Sean McVay, all that football knowledge for a whole year? You get to soak it up. And I'm willing to bet that I'm going to have you better than anything that could come out in the draft next year. That's their thought process, and I see it. That's what I see, is I would rather take a chance on Ty Simpson with a year sitting with Stafford, with McVay, being our starter next year, will probably be a better situation than going and drafting a rookie. I just think he'll be ahead of the curve. There's never, ever, ever been a situation where there's anything bad with a quarterback sitting, especially if you have him sitting behind the right person. Case in point, y'all see I'm a Chiefs fan, all right? Patrick Mahomes sat for a whole year and learned from Alex Smith how to be a professional on and off the field, how to handle yourself as QB1. Now, is Alex Smith the greatest quarterback in the world? No. But he was capable, and yes, he was athletic. He was a solid quarterback. All right? He'll get you to the playoffs. He'll get your team to double-digit regular season wins, because he did that in Kansas City. But in order to break through that glass ceiling, you needed a little bit more, and that's why you bring in the Patrick Mahomes. So what I'm saying is, in this situation, you got Matthew Stafford, who's been around a long time, MVP, Super Bowl winner, all right? But you know what the problem is with Matthew Stafford? Getting old. He damn near 40. He's 38, 39. All right? He's been taking a beat. Not just in L.A. I'm talking, we can't act like and forget all those beatings he was getting in Detroit. Playing hurt. Trying to be Iron Man. Yeah, that shit catches up to you when you get older. He was getting his dick kicked in. Getting his head cracked. All right? Matthew Stafford was getting beat up in Detroit. All right? Took a lot of punishment. And was getting hurt in L.A. Was getting beat up. He has a back problem. Right? I don't know about y'all. I don't care how fit you are. You could be 2% body fat. All right? Lean as hell. Muscles popping everywhere. But if that back is fucked up, woo! It is sit your ass down. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how big and bad you think you are. A back injury will sit that ass down. And Matthew Stafford has had back issues over the last couple of years. And my thing is if you're the Rams, you feel like you don't have that legit option to take over when Stafford leaves, which you have to prepare yourself for, because he's a lot closer to the end than he is the beginning. So you got to prepare yourselves as a franchise to get ready for the future. This team, in my opinion, I felt they did the necessary thing to cover up the majority of their biggest needs or biggest holes that were left after free agency. And I felt like they took care of those. All right, we lost a lot of secondary help. What's the first thing they gonna do? Oh, let's trade for Trent McDuffie, the best corner in the game right now. Let's go trade for his counterpart in Kansas City, Jalen Watson. You don't have to pay him as much as Trent. Nope. But he's still solid. And with them two together, they play pretty damn good with each other. I seen it in Kansas City. All right. So I felt like the Rams covered majority of their needs and addressed them in free agency. So if you come here to the draft where you feel like you've covered majority of your holes in free agency, and you also got to remember that this team was a few plays away from being in the Super Bowl this past year, and you feel like your window's open, you feel like, well, at this point, once we get to the draft, we're just kind of helping out on the depth chart. I think you're in a good position. I think you're in a good position to go, hey, let's go get that quarterback for our future. And I'm telling you, with a back problem that Matthew Stafford has been having, that man's one hit away. One hit away. And if that hit comes this upcoming regular season, and there was no Ty Simpson learning from McVay, learning from Stafford there, and Stetson Bennett is your option, you feel comfortable with that, Rams? Stetson Bennett? I wouldn't. I would not feel comfortable with Stetson Bennett as an option if Stafford's back goes out. So to me, this makes perfect sense. You can probably kill two birds with one stone. If an injury or if something happens to Matthew Stafford this year, you got the guy that can probably maintain the ship, not F it up. All right? We'll bring him along week to week, but hey, we down. He can help us. I would stick Ty Simpson in that quarterback position real quick and fast over Stetson Bennett if I had to choose. I come on. That's just me. So with that, I think the Rams were looking at a more, and again, I'm assuming because I'm putting my thought process into, making sense of taking Ty Simpson at 13. I thought it made perfect sense. All right. And not saying that their situation is going to be Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes here in Kansas City. I'm not saying that. It does have similar notes, similar situation pieces of it. Yes, are similar. But if I'm Ty Simpson, I'm ecstatic. I don't have to start right away. I don't have to add to help this team get a Super Bowl. They were a few plays away from going last year, and they took care of majority of their needs. I was let's worry about our future at QB here type of thing, which you got to. Again, which position do they covet the most in the NFL? That's right, quarterbacks. So we can't be shocked that Ty Simpson went in the top 15. Can't be surprised. I mean, hell, we had J.J. McCarthy go in the top 15 in his draft class. Michael Penix went top 15 in his draft class. So we can't sit here and act like it was such a bad pick or reach when it's like, quarterbacks will always get the benefit of the doubt in the draft because they are playing the most coveted position. Hell, y'all saw the Chiefs take Garrett Nussmeier in the 7th round. Well, and I know what people think. What you need with a quarterback? You got Mahomes. Still value the position. Mahomes is coming off a knee injury. Why would I not covet the quarterback position? Go get Justin Fields. I know what people want to say. Whatever. He's probably going to go down as probably one of the better backups on the roster this year than any other. There's a lot of other quarterbacks that's playing QB2. And I'm like, nah, give me Justin Fields. I'll stick with Justin. So fact of the matter is, if it's a coveted position, you have to always make sure you get it right. And never be afraid to address it. Because you have to. Because we see what happens in this league when you don't have it. All right? All right, y'all be get up out of here. Go, I don't know if it's allergies, whatever it is. This has been going on. I don't know. We get this nasal thing all cleared up, but let me get up out of here. Y'all know what it is. Tap in with your boy. Appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, spread the word what you got going on. But most importantly, folks, have a fantastic Friday. Keep yourselves out of trouble. Don't be foolish. Go love on your peoples. All right? And go have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Until the next time, Wildcard Mom signing out. I'll let y'all.
Yeah. Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo cigar. Man, you don't wanna start.